Zhang Yi returned to the shelter and entered the living room where a visibly nervous Liang Yu awaited him, accompanied by Yang Xinxin and Lu Karen. Yang Xinxin immediately offered to speak favorably on Liang Yu's behalf, easing some of the tension, while Lu Karen warmly greeted Zhang Yi and prepared him a cup of milk tea with less sugar as requested. Both younger women subtly conveyed their support for Liang Yu's integration into their group, with Lu Karen openly criticizing the behavior of Liang Yu's students, highlighting their laziness, ingratitude, and exploitation of their teacher's kindness. This prompted Liang Yu to reflect on her sacrifices and finally acknowledge that her constant presence was hindering rather than helping her students' growth. Zhang Yi, having changed into casual clothes, adopted a calm and measured demeanor, deliberately allowing the silence to stretch to maintain psychological advantage. He initially feigned reluctance, recalling Liang Yu's prior insistence on staying with her students, but soon acknowledged her value as a beautiful, intelligent, and powerful combat asset. He expressed concern not about trust but about her willingness to obey orders without hesitation, particularly in situations requiring lethal force against those she might perceive as innocent. Liang Yu, anticipating this line of questioning, affirmed she could kill to protect herself and those around her but drew a firm line at harming her own people, adding that she believed Zhang Yi was not wantonly violent. Internally, Zhang Yi weighed the costs and benefits. Accepting Liang Yu meant also providing for her 10 students, which he viewed as an unnecessary burden. However, he recognized the immense value of adding a superhuman martial artist to his ranks, especially one whose perceived naivety made her easier to control. He calculated that the minimal food expenditure was a small price for such combat prowess and saw an opportunity to later eliminate the students discreetly. Concluding the deal was advantageous, he set aside his coffee, smiled, and extended his hand in welcome, formally inviting Liang Yu to join his team. Zhang Yi and Liang Yu solidified their agreement, with Liang Yu formally moving into the shelter under specific conditions. She would enjoy the same daily provisions and services as the other residents, but was strictly forbidden from bringing anyone else inside without Zhang Yi's explicit permission. This stipulation underscored Zhang Yi's selective approach to shelter membership, aimed at gathering only those who could contribute meaningfully to the group's survival in the apocalyptic world. In a gesture that eased Liang Yu's conscience, Zhang Yi committed to providing enough food each day to sustain her 10 students, though unbeknownst to her, this very act fueled his underlying resentment and lethal intentions toward them. Yang Xinxin, observing Zhang Yi's subtle smirk, recognized the grim fate awaiting the students, understanding his policy of eliminating non-contributors, and chose to support rather than challenge his decision. To celebrate Liang Yu's induction, Zhang Yi summoned Yang Xia and Zhou Kor, instructing them to include Zhou Haimei in organizing a noon welcome party. Zhou Kor cheerfully offered to prepare a room, while Yang Xia inquired about Liang Yu's dietary preferences, though Liang Yu, feeling overwhelmed, deferred to their choices. Despite their outward smiles, Liang Yu detected a faint undercurrent of wariness and hostility from both women, leaving her puzzled as she could recall no prior offense. Once they exited the living room, Yang Xia and Zhou Kor exchanged knowing glances, sighing over the addition of another capable and attractive member to their circle. Yang Xia voiced insecurities about her own usefulness, prompting Zhou Kor to offer rare reassurance, highlighting their culinary skills and physical advantages, which spurred a silent resolve between them to work harder and safeguard their standing with Zhang Yi. The shelter buzzed with activity as Zhou Haimei arrived, greeting Zhang Yi and Liang Yu warmly before joining the preparations. Zhang Yi then invited Liang Yu to attend an impromptu combat meeting, explaining that the destruction of the Xishan base had created a power vacuum likely to attract other forces seeking to claim its territory. He emphasized the necessity of preparedness, drawing an analogy about rivers and tributaries to illustrate how rival groups might flow into the void. Liang Yu grasped the implication immediately, agreeing with Zhang Yi's cautious stance and offering her full support, to which Zhang Yi affirmed he would not hesitate to call upon her abilities when needed. At that moment, Yang Xinxin tugged Zhang Yi's sleeve, revealing she had extracted intriguing intelligence from the Xishan base database regarding other major forces in Tianhai City. Zhang Yi, keen to hear the details, called for Fatty Su and Uncle Yu to join them in the living room, while Zhou Kor, Yang Xia, and Zhou Haimei continued their party preparations within earshot but focused on logistical tasks. Once assembled, Zhang Yi briefed everyone on the day's events at the Xishan base, highlighting encounters with 2 groups and warning of potential retaliation or territorial clashes, urging constant vigilance. He then yielded the floor to Yang Xinxin, who opened her laptop and began delivering a calm, deliberate report on the 4 threatening forces identified in the region. Yang Xinxin detailed the 3 shelter-based forces, starting with the Yangsheng district base, which controlled Tianhai City's largest oil refinery and was led by the suspected fire ability superhuman Xiao Honglian, with wind ability deputy Zhuge Qingting. Next, she described the Chaoyu district base near the East China Sea, which commanded the city's shipping vessels and could operate at sea despite the freeze, thanks to icebreakers and unfrozen deep waters influenced by warm currents and salinity. Zhang Yi, upon seeing the blue wave symbol associated with this base, realized he had clashed with its members, confirming a pre-existing conflict. The leader, Wei Dinghai, and deputy, Shen Jingguan, had scant intelligence available, reflecting their maritime focus and limited land interactions. The third shelter, in Qingpu district, was controlled by steel mill workers under the leader Xing Tian, whose ability reportedly enhanced the power of those around him, though details remained vague. Yang Xinqing noted that all three bases, like the Xishan base, had seized power by force, lacked formal armies, and held strategic resources, military, energy, shipping, and steel, making them formidable yet intelligence scarce due to the dark forest dynamics of the apocalypse. Zhang Yi analyzed that the Xishan base had possessed the strongest combat capability due to its military background, and while other forces might have superhumans of unknown strength, avoiding conflict was preferable, though not feared if inevitable. Liang Yu, recalling Yang Xinqing's mention of a fourth force, inquired about its identity, prompting Fatty Su to express apprehension that it might be the most powerful. The group tensely turned to Yang Xinqing, awaiting revelation of this final, potentially dominant faction, hanging on her every word as the meeting reached its suspenseful climax. Yang Xinqing calmly presented the intelligence on the snow worship cult, explaining its post-apocalyptic religious nature and origins from the pre-freeze Shinli cult. She detailed the cult leader Yuan Kongya, a mixed Chinese-Japanese individual who awakened a superpower called, which allows him to help other superhumans awaken their abilities without any cost. Zhang Yi's mind reeled as past memories surfaced. Uncle Yu had mentioned this cult before, and they had witnessed Li Jian's awakening through such means. The room fell into a stunned silence. Liang Yu expressed astonishment, reflecting on her own near-death awakening, while everyone grasped the terrifying implication. Yuan Kongya's power offered unlimited growth potential, attracting countless superhumans through religious promises of enlightenment and survival. The cult, renamed Snow Worship Sect, claims Yuan Kongya is the human form of the snow goddess, preaching that the heavy snowfall is a divine cleansing and only followers will be spared. Its influence centers on Tianfeng and Changlan districts, the most densely populated areas in Tianhai City, ideal for rapid expansion through desperate seekers of spiritual solace. Zhang Yi, resting his chin thoughtfully, noted the irony. These districts lack core resources like food and warmth, leading to high death tolls, yet the cult thrives. When he questioned their survival methods, Yang Xinqing admitted intelligence gaps, prompting Zhang Yi to darkly humor that they might rely on human meat, lightening the tense atmosphere with macabre laughter, those sending chills through the group. Zhang Yi recalled encountering non-uniformed individuals near Xishan base, likely cult members who showed no hostility, reinforcing his principle of non-interference unless provoked. After Yang Xinqing concluded the briefing, Zhang Yi opened the floor for opinions. Uncle Yu advocated urgent defense construction using acquired weapons, stressing preparedness for inevitable conflicts, especially since Zhang Yi had eliminated Chaoyu base members. Fatty Su, ever pessimistic, warned of territory disputes turning the area into a battlefield and advised a scorched earth, stay-indoors strategy. Zhang Yi agreed, emphasizing strong defenses and caution, while Lu Karen suggested venturing out for repair materials, though Zhang Yi prioritized internal readiness over external risks.